Hello and welcome back to another Unity 5 tutorial. In case you've been wondering why I haven't been posting too many videos this week, I have been sick, or still am a little bit, so yeah, everything gets a bit delayed. And so this week and coming week I will not do too much. Still, I wanted to just go a bit further with where we've left off last session. So in the last session what we've done is we've got our character to walk just along the waypoints, and we could even trigger it using the day and night cycle. So something that has been requested for a long time, and I just want to add this because it can come in handy in various situations, is just to put a delay in. So what we're going to do quickly is just a little snippet of code that as our character approaches the first stop, the character will just wait for, let's say, 3 seconds, and then he will move on. So this is something you can definitely use. So let's open up the NPC Follow Path script. And in the script, we basically want to call our action here as we reach a stop. So let's make some space here. Wait. And the way it works in Unity, there's the system called coroutines, and you can call a coroutine by calling the function start coroutine. And the interesting part is that the coroutine takes an IE numerator as a variable. There are still a few more options here. So you can just put in a method name as well, also with some values, but this is the one we're going to use because an IE numerator has some advantages. Let's think. I'm just gonna call this one wait to walk, and we pass in 3 since we want to wait 3 seconds. So now we still need to create that IE numerator. Where do we do that? Yeah, let's just do it right above the update function. So we take an int as parameter for seconds. And I cannot fully explain to you what an IE numerator does. I haven't really played around with it a lot yet. The way I understand it is it enables you to enumerate objects that usually wouldn't be enumerable. But that's just a guess. So if you want to know more, head over to the Unity docs and have a look through it. Or if you want me to look it up for you, I can do that too. Then just post a comment below. But the fun part about this one is we can do certain things in here, like return yield new wait for seconds. And here we can pass in seconds. It takes a float. So let's just use a float as well in our function. And now what this does is, obviously, it waits for this amount of seconds, but the fun part about it is that whatever we put afterwards will be executed as soon as this period is over. So we could just copy and paste this entire section from our out of our update function. So the character will just walk to the next waypoint, to the next stop. The interesting part here is that while this function is waiting and not doing anything, it's not using any CPU. So you can use that a whole lot and time things using it. I guess the disadvantage though is, or that's a guess again, I don't fully know, but if we're waiting for seconds, then we're entirely lose from our frame rate. So if your game would go slow in frame rate, your events would be shifted around. So this could be a downside of it. Again, I haven't tried that. I wouldn't even know how to try it out. But all in all, I think this is a really helpful feature and something you need to keep in mind. So the way you call it, start coroutine, put in the IE enumerator, declare it, and do whatever you like. Like we could also repeatedly do things like while true. We could put in a whole lot of fun things here. So this would repeatedly loop through, and it would always wait 3 seconds in this case, go to the next waypoint, 3 seconds. So that is something you could use. Now, as for our use case, that's not actually too handy right now because we just have a hard-coded value in here, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So if you would like to use this IE enumerator and have your NPCs actually wait for a set time, then it would be helpful to use an array of values or map it to the waypoint. So you could even add on your waypoint child script underneath your public bool. If that's a stop, then you can just add a value, how long is the character supposed to stop, and then retrieve that in your NPC Follow Path script. That's just ideas. Maybe I'm still gonna do anything like that later on. For now, I just wanted to show you how it works. So let's save the script, head back to Unity, and one thing we still need to do is disable our timed event using our day and night cycle. Oh, it's disabled already, so never mind. But if you still have this checked, time event, just uncheck it to make sure we see the right results here. And since everything we've set up here only works once we pressed, once we got our character to walk, so we first need to let him go to the first stop. Now our coroutine kicks in, and 3 seconds later, our character just walks off. Pretty cool, I think. Yeah, so I still have a few ideas what else we could do with the entire walking thing. But for now, I thought it would be actually more interesting to see all of that displayed in our game. So what we want to do in the rest of this session is just get our so-called UMATools and just transfer them to our game project that we've started in the first sessions of this tutorial series. If you have not done those, not followed those sessions yet, feel free to do so or use your own projects, however you like it. The requirement would be though that you got the UMA system installed. Yeah. So what we need to do for that is just in your project area, right click, export package, nothing to import. No, I want, oh, my computer is still rattling about. So sometimes that takes a while for Unity to figure out all the available assets. Now I just clicked it away. So there we go. We do not need the day and night cycle as we already included that in our project. We don't need any of this. I'm just gonna use the entire UMATools folder since we meddled around with our waypoint script. As for the standard assets, I do not remember if we've had them in that project already included, so I'm just gonna uncheck that now. Maybe we need to manually include them later on in the project. We don't need the UMA package. We don't need our nav mesh. It's important though to note everything we've done so far only works with the nav mesh. So if you get all excited and giddy and wanna put it in your project and it doesn't work, that might be a reason. But you would see an appropriate error log in your console. So we don't need any of this, and we need our entire UMATools folder. So all of that selected, you can just, you see I've done that already, create a folder, something like that, and save your package. There it is. Great. So now I'll just switch over to our project and we'll see how it all works. All right, here we are back in the game scene we've created. Now, as I haven't been looking at it for a long time, I actually lost the last state in the last video, and in between I've added a few things. That was my attempt to create a nice looking village up here. So as you can see, the main scene still looks pretty much the same as it did before. But the village itself up here, I've added some things. So I mean, I don't think I need to post a video about me creating that because it's not really all that pretty. But anyways, that gives us a bit of a scenery, so feel free to play around with that. All the assets I've used are free. Let's just have a quick look what assets that would be. I just need to get that one down here. So just need to reorder things. So what did we use? I used that one town creator kit, the fantasy creator light, simple medieval house. So yeah, there are just a few assets that I've used. Anyways, that's not the focus now. Feel free to have a look around. Yeah, and we still got our lone hero standing by the castle, running really fast right now. That's the way I set him up. And we can run into the village. So last time we just started with characters, so I still had imported a dummy character to look at. We can actually remove her since we are now using Uma. And yeah, that's our little village. Hope you like it, and let's get moving with importing our package. So if you still got the package open, you just need to double click it and Unity will automatically use the project you got open, and we import everything. Let's see. We got some errors. Uma could not be found. Now I just told you we need Uma and then I forgot it myself. Let's just fix that quickly. Open the asset store. And we're using UMATools. Import. So meanwhile, I cannot do anything. And now I've imported the UMA system and I changed a few other things. Sorry for jumping ahead, but a few things happened. So first of all, additionally to the UMA system, I had to import the characters package as I thought. And I've created an empty here in the middle of my village, and I placed in my first test UMA. of course that one would not work because we were missing a nav mesh. So what I've done is I've created a nav mesh using window, navigation, object, all bake. I've tried to just get a selection of this for this area. It didn't work, and as you can see, we've got a nav mesh now for the entire terrain. While this is pretty cool because that would mean now our NPCs could walk anywhere, that also means we would need to re-bake our nav mesh every time we add another object and want to test it out. So that is not efficient at all, and it doesn't make sense that there should be the only option to get a huge nav mesh for everything. I just had a quick look if I can find any solution ad hoc, which I cannot. So we're just gonna go now with that giant nav mesh. It took about, I think, 10 minutes or so to, or 5 to 10 minutes to calculate a nav mesh. If you want to take the time, then we can move on. Now, as I hit play and run to the village, we will see that our Uma is standing here waiting for some action. He's also floating a bit above ground. That's kind of cool. So what I want to do now is just really a basic setup. Get our Uma on the ground, and I'm just gonna set a few waypoints. So I just want that guy to walk around here in the square. Now he will first walk over here and then start walking around, and I actually want him to keep on doing that. However, I also want him to stop on each of the waypoints. And we're just gonna use the stop with those 3 seconds we've set up. That should be fine. I've set up the loop, so let's just see if that all works. And of course it doesn't, because we need to get him to walk. Let's have a look how we can fix that with a simple script. How do I call that? Walk test. And I'm gonna apply that one to our NPC character. So I just need to quickly think. We want to have our NPC manager, I believe. Just need to have a look. No, that would be wrong. Okay, let's have a quick look in our NPC manager editor script. So all we're doing here is get this one. I'm just gonna copy and paste that. And then we can call init path. So back in our scripts folder, I open up the walk test script, and on start, we're gonna get NPC Follow Path. We're gonna get a reference. So let me just think. We got our NPC here, Uma as a child. Here's the script we wanna do something with. So we actually just need to call this one. So we get the reference and right away we call init path, and as we hit play, hopefully our Uma starts walking right away. Let's just have a look at the waypoints. And because it's more fun, we're gonna run over there and have a look what our Uma is doing. Whoo, here he is. He's walking around, standing for 3 seconds, and then he heads over to the next stop. So there's still a few things that don't match up entirely. Of course, the day and night time is going way too fast. And apart from that, I would like the Uma to go to bed, or at least in a house. Going to bed is a whole different problem. But I would like him to go inside a house when it gets dark. And there are a few more things that would be helpful. Right now, there are no sounds to his feet. Right now, there is no interception as I want to talk with him. And so these are the things I want to look at in the next tutorials. We just want to get this scene a bit more alive. And so we will add some more test Umas and then have some fun with them. So I hope you're excited for that. As I said, I will lay low for a couple weeks, but this is where we're heading. I will also just take the time to try out things to not have such a catastrophic tutorial like this one where everything's a bit upside down and not working right away. So yeah, I hope you're excited. I hope you can work with the results, the skills you get in this tutorials. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, please write a comment below. Yeah, and see you in the next tutorial.